What up, everybody? It's your boy Magnus back with another Transformers review. This time it's on the badass MP-29 Destron LASERWAVE, also known as SHOCKWAVE. Megatron's military commander, keeper of Cybertron. One of my favorite characters again. It's just, I know I say that a lot, but I have a tight connection to a lot of these characters. I really love the designs and the voices and, I just loved him, man. And this is a badass character that needed to be done, and finally Takara got to it. So I definitely want to show you guys my love for him, and I'm going to do that in this review. I hope it comes through. I'm also going to be showing you in this review a comparison to the Fan Toys QUAKEWAVE, which is the first official or unofficial Masterpiece Shockwave figure. And he was a great placeholder and still a great figure, but doesn't make the cut for me in my collection after Takara finally released this figure. And I hope to show you why and explain in this video why I chose this piece. And you guys can make your own mind up in the comparison as well. But right now, let's just get into an overview of this great ray gun right here, this space ray gun. And it does light up, so it does have a couple cool light up features that I think are really awesome. And I will show you that in the review. First off, of course, we'll do the overview, and then I'll get into the box, the accessories, and the gun, and then we'll keep going from there. Of course, I have the instructions over there we'll show as well. Alright, so, of course, the usual Takara Tomy fanfare. We have the flat matte black background with the glossy print of the Shockwave transformed robot right there. And then there's the ray gun below, showing the light up feature. Right here you have it, MP-29 Destron Military Operations Commander, Destron LASERWAVE, aka Shockwave, but that's his Japanese name. Let's go to the bottom of the box. As you can see, Japanese writing. They show you everything that's included over there, which we'll get into. Side of the box, of course, right there. The top, of course, is the military salute for Megatron when Megatron leaves Shockwave, sorry about that, in command of Cybertron. And then there's the side, and of course, let's get to the back. The back shows the actual transformed figure. The backpack posed out, letting you know that the LED is on the gun hand and the actual transformed gun. Comparison, standing next to his Masterpiece Decepticon brothers. A couple poses letting you know he has the small version gun of himself from the cartoon episode, doing the salute. You can also do the double fist like he showed up in one of the episodes as well. Full gun with stand, and right here is the stand turning into the backpack. So this figure is strapped with options for such a simple figure, and I appreciate that. I love it. Alright, so there you go. The box is done. The next thing we'll do, of course, is go to the official Masterpiece card. Nice hard material as usual. Great artwork showing Shockwave ready to bust a shot in both modes, charging up. And then on the back, you have him transformed in both modes again, and his stats, which are very high for the number 2 in charge of the Decepticons. And then you'd pretty much have Soundwave and then Starscream. New for this release also is the decals for a Masterpiece figure. They've never done this before, and I don't know what to say about that. It's definitely something that I'm conflicted on. As you can see, I've used mine. I usually am a repro label guy, and I didn't mind that. But the thing with this is, with the Takara releases, I already like that they put them, right where they needed to be and kept it official. But maybe they were getting complaints and they changed it up, so we have to put these on ourselves. And let me tell you why I'm glad that they included 3, because the first one that I tried to peel off, it ripped at the top. It was stuck to the backing, and the little point right there just tore. So the next 2 I did even more careful, even though that one was very careful when I took it off, and I was able to put them on correctly. That's the dangers of having these. So thank God that there is repro labels out there in case these mess up, but I did appreciate that they used a very dark purple on this, which matches in the cartoon, and as you can see there, on his arms. It looks really good. It's darker than any repro label I have, which is why I still chose to use it. Also, they included, as you can see here, the cartoon versions of the Decepticon logo, which showed up during the animation. Sometimes they look like this, sometimes they look like that. And I really like these, but the problem is I would have to go back and do that to all my Decepticon MPs, and I just can't do that. So they will stay right there. Very cool option. If you like it, go for it, but I cannot mess with it. So that's a done deal. Next up, we have a bevy of hands. As you can see, we have the clear hands that would emulate the toy version, and then we have the solid hands which emulate the animation version. So as you can see here, you have a saluting hand, a saluting right hand, both versions. Right here we have a right fist, and then we have a left fist. Now the thing with this is the right fist goes with the clear gun, so you have the full toy version. But they gave you an extra left fist so you can replicate the animation, which is the two-fisted version that might have showed up in just maybe one episode. The reason they didn't give you that on the clear is because it never happened with the toy, so I guess they just figured to save money they're not going to give you that extra fist. But it doesn't matter to me because I will be using the animation hands because I'm more about the cartoon than the toy. But it's just definitely a nice little option to have. And lastly, we have the handheld version of Shockwave, which he also held himself in one version of the one episode of the cartoon. They came out and Shockwave was ready to attack, and he was holding a little miniature Shockwave. So the thing I really appreciate about this is that you can use it in any MP's hand. So you have like a Shockwave transform, just like you got the Megatron that came with Soundwave. And I think that's real dope, and the sculpt is awesome. Has a little color right here on the bottom, a little rope which emulates the wire. Just a real cool piece, and just a great addition, and I'm glad they had this because I would definitely try to pick it up if someone else made it. So I'm glad it's official and it's there. My battery is about to die, so I'm going to cut real quick and then I'll get into the stand and the instructions. Let me charge. Alright, charged back. So as I promised, we are going to get into the backpack stand right now. As you can see, it's just a clear piece that folds up and holds the gun in place. Just tabs in right there. Nothing too special, but it does also double as the backpack, which I'll show you in the transformation. And let me move this guy out the way real quick so I can show you the instructions. And then we'll get into the gun mode. I'll show you a nice overview of the ray gun, and then we'll get into a comparison with the QUAKEWAVE gun, and then we'll do the transformation and go on from there. So as you see in the instructions, we have the Destron LASERWAVE, and of course, alright, they call it the Laser Vulcan, the Laser Vulcan mode, which you can see there, which you call Space Ray Gun, whatever. Nice side view, rear view, and on the stand, then we have the Shockwave full robot mode, front view, side view, rear view. And that's the rear view with the without the full backpack stand on. Looks alright, but the backpack makes it look a lot much better. There's all his stats, very high like I said, and just a nice pose of him looking badass. And that's what I love about Shockwave, such a simplistic kind of design, but just intimidating. With that one eye, just looks so mean, with that gun hand just gonna bust that ass. And of course over here, like usual, MP instructions, they'll show you clips from the cartoon and with an explanation of why they included that accessory. So as you can see here, there's the clip of Shockwave holding himself. So they included the miniature version, which I love, my favorite accessory in the whole set. The barrel and hand, which is basically the saluting hand, and the alternate barrel, the clear version, I guess that's what they're mentioning there. And then of course the backpack right there, which is just a part of his transformation on the regular. It's not really nothing different. There you go, they show you how to put it on, and also shows how it doubles as the stand. Very cool. Flip this over and we get into a nice overview of the whole piece. As you can see here, Simple transformation, just like Hot Rod, nice, satisfying, not too hard. And I really appreciate that. It's a new thing in the MPs. Ironhide wasn't that bad as well, but a little more complicated than these two guys that I just mentioned. And I hope it just keeps going like that. It's very, very cool. So let's get into the gun mode, the Laser Vulcan. We'll get into an overview of that and then into comparison with the Phantoys Laser Vulcan. All right, here we go. Here's the overview of the Laser Vulcan, the ray gun. As you can see here, it's glorious, beautifully smooth animation purple, man. This purple, I don't know if it's going to come through on camera like it does in person. It actually looks a little different already as I'm looking through the viewfinder. It looks like it's a little bluish, and it's probably just due to my lighting. But the purple on here is so cartoonish, so cartoon accurate. And if you own a Hot Rod, like I said, you just know the quality of the color that pops out on the latest Takara pieces from Ironhide and Hot Rod. And this is just number 3, man. Just very, very beautiful. So as you see here, I'm going to take it off the stand. You have the handle. Plastic here, not die cast like the QUAKEWAVE version. The back right here. A lot of people aren't happy that this has a nice gap. It's definitely unsightly, but when you're holding it, you wouldn't see it. So I guess that's why they didn't even really think about filling it in too much. It's a shame, especially right here also is another gap. They didn't have anything to fill that in. Maybe a third-party company or somebody might make something to fill that, like a little attachment. But as it stands right now, you got 2 hollow spots, but they are at the back, so it's kind of forgivable. I'm not mad at them. You do have a trigger, which is beautiful. The bottom of the handle. All right. Viewfinder, the scope. As you can see here, it's in a shade of purple, very light, and it's not really coming through too well in the camera. Maybe right there you can see it. But when you're looking through here, it looks kind of just regular clear. Of course, you can flip that down. You know, flip this up if you want to go like that, but it's just not the way it goes. Just like that. Just all right. As you can see here, all the way across to the barrel. Underneath, we have the chest piece. The forearms where the Decepticon logos aren't showing on the top of the gun, which is cool. It keeps them tucked in. The top of the gun is a little unsightly. It's got a lot of screw holes. I mean, I don't know why they don't peg them in. I guess they figure people want to take apart their toys. I'm not sure. But if once it's screwed in, except for like maybe the battery compartment, they should peg them up, and then this wouldn't look as bad, you know? But maybe it costs more, whatever the case may be. Maybe that's a market for somebody to start customizing and making pegs for toys and, you know, making them look a little cooler. But it's not a deal breaker, you know what I'm saying? So you also have the tube, which connects with a little circular peg, and it goes into the both slots. And during transformation, you can have the tube on top or bottom, which I'll show. And it's real nice. It's like a spring, kind of like Slinky-ish, but it's purple also. So they got it colored, and I don't know if it's painted or casted that way, but it's nice, and it doesn't look like it's gonna chip or anything. And I'm not gonna stretch it, but it definitely has a good recoil. It's cool, cool, cool. Next up, of course, is the tip of the cannon, and I'll also show you how the gun lights up. You can see in here they put like waves, and when the gun lights up, it like pulsates, and it looks really cool with this effect. And of course, like I want to say, this barrel is a lot more cartoon accurate than the QUAKEWAVE barrel, which isn't bad by any means, but different. It's its own version. And this, I just love all the vents. It just definitely reminds me of the cartoon. Very, very dope. So there you have it. I mean, this is the gun. And let me show you the light up features now. So you have a little switch on the side right here, and I'll switch it up first to show you the first feature, which is just a basic, when you pull the trigger, it lights up, and you can just shoot as many times as you want. Pew, 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 pew. But the second feature is the one that I really appreciate, and they didn't have to do this, but I love it. So let me flick that down, and this will give you 10 flashes for one click of the trigger, and you'll get these pulsating flashes. Here we go. Look at the way that goes. Wow. See how it grows. It's just very, very cool. The effect is awesome. And as you can see it lighting up through the vent. There on my hand. And it pulses 10 times for 1 click, so it's not bad at all. And right here, you just have to open up this compartment and put in 2 AAA batteries, and that'll be it. You just shut it up, and you have your batteries for your gun mode. But for the arm mode, you have to have 2 LR44 kind of hearing aid watch batteries, which that will light up the other part of the toy. So this is just for the gun mode, the AAA batteries, which is cool for me because then I know it'll last longer, you know, having 2 separate sets in there, not killing the light all the time. All right, so there you have it. This is the overview of the MP-29 SHOCKWAVE Takara Tomy gun, the laser Vulcan, and now I will cut and bring out the QUAKEWAVE gun, and I'll have them together, and we'll see how they look and what fares different, and see what you like. I'm just doing this not to start a beef or anything, but I figure since I have both in my possession at the moment, it'll be nice to have them side by side because I do see a lot of people online hating on this figure, and I think it doesn't deserve all the bad flack that it's getting. And like I said, I chose it over QUAKEWAVE. Maybe not everybody will, but it fits what I need it to be. And I want to just show you guys both versions, and then you guys can make up your own mind. So here we go, QUAKEWAVE comparison after this cut. All right, comparison time. So as you can see right off the bat, QUAKEWAVE is a much beefier gun. Definitely fits in the hand of an adult better than LASERWAVE. I can hardly even fit my finger in the little trigger slot there. I have to just like kind of nick at it with the tip of my finger because my hand's too big. So of course, like I said, this one's better. I'm mimicking a fake trigger there. You actually have to use this piece to lock in the top to keep the gun together, but you don't really need to do that. And the gun is lacking a trigger, so I always use it. I always use that piece and leave it out to make it look like a trigger, which is pretty cool. Another comparison, as you can see, the mold has a lot more robotic detail in it compared to LASERWAVE, which is pretty smooth because of, you know, trying to be animation accurate, which not too much detail was there. Let's see what else. You have the die-cast handle, which is really nice. And of course, there's no stand here, which this one includes a stand. I'm using the Ocular Max Ravage cassette case stand right now as a stand. And of course, on the top, you have the scope, which is about the same kind of pinkish hue on the plastic. Over here, you can see my cable is not connected to the top, and that's due to the first Fantoys release, not including the wire on the bottom of the arm, which it was on the top, which it would have looked correctly for gun mode, but not for robot mode. And they didn't offer the option of rotating the arm like LASERWAVE, so you had to buy an additional piece, and which meant that you couldn't have it both ways at the same time. And I opted to have the cable on the bottom of the arm because I kept my figure more in robot mode. So that's where that is. And also, as you can see, the Decepticon logos for the forearms now show on the top of the gun because you can't rotate the arms like so on LASERWAVE, which is another plus on this figure. Lastly, of course, you can see the cannon, which is, of course, parts forming that makes the backpack. It's not like LASERWAVE, where his is actually connected to a die-cast rod, but he also has parts forming because you have to use the stand to complete the backpack. So parts forming on both of these releases, it doesn't matter, you're screwed either way, but I don't mind. And as you can see here, the cannon tip on QUAKEWAVE is a lot more detailed and different, doesn't have the exact same venting system. You cannot see the light coming through at all on this release, which is clear plastic. And where is I know I have the little, hold on one second. I can't show you QUAKEWAVE's gun light up inside because the arm is not connected. So I have the arm over here, which you just turn on this little switch, and there's the light. And it's basically just like a red light flashing through pink plastic. It doesn't have any blinking features, so if you put it through, basically it would look like that, which it doesn't have much of an effect. And of course, Takara Tomy kicked ass with that, and that's the difference with that. Let me show you the other side real quick. Come over like that. Just more detailing. Like I said, a much more beefier gun. Let's turn this bad boy around as well. Alright, let me zoom out so you can see them both. Darker purple as well, not cartoon accurate, more comic if anything, and toy accurate. Alright, and here's where probably a lot of people are going to say QUAKEWAVE shines over LASERWAVE, and I kind of agree. The gaps on the back of the guns, where as you see here, his feet are closing that gap, but he does still have the gap on the back of the handle. And over here we have a gap on the bottom of the handle where the feet go, and a big gap in the back, just closing the thighs. So that's basically it. That's your comparison of these two. Like I said, I'm not trying to start a beef or anything. I just wanted to show both guns because this piece is very well respected in the community as far as third-party releases go, and I do love it. Trust me, I paid a very pretty penny for it right before they had announced the re-release. So I'm one of those guys that got screwed over paying a big amount of money just to have this bad boy. And for me to trade him in for this guy right here, it's got to mean something. I'm not trying to sway you, but I'm just telling you, if G1 cartoon accuracy is your thing, then you know where to go. Alright, let's get into the transformation of LASERWAVE. Peace. Alright, transformation time for LASERWAVE. So first off, what you want to do, of course, is just detach this little backpack piece. And you're just going to fold it out like so. Just unpop it, swing it around, bring this little purple piece in, fill that in right there. And we're going to leave that angled at about here because we're going to connect that into the figure at the end. So we'll just put that to the side for now. And let's get into the cannon part, of course. That'll be the first thing you'll do. So as you see here, you have some seams. And basically what you're going to do is just detach this like so. And the same over here. And then you'll see the gun hand and the fist tucked inside. Real quick to get this out the way, what you want to do is like fold this out and bring it in on itself and slide it up like so and then tuck it in like that. Just get that out the way right now. Same over here. Pull it out, swing it around, just like that. You hear it lock into place, and that's done. Next part, what you want to do is you can detach the arm over here. Same with the cannon on the other side. You just want to swing that out, and you can bring those down like that. And that's bringing us to the back of the figure. So now you can swing this whole long assembly to the back, and then you want to fold this backpack in on itself and lock it in like that. And there we go, we have a backpack already that quick. Next up, you can assemble the arms by just clicking up here on the ratchets and getting the arm up like so. And look, you already have your forearm with the cable like that. Same over here. I like to just pop up a little bit and bring it up like that so you get that little shoulder height. You know what I'm saying? Makes Shockwave look even more wicked. And there you go. You have the arms on both sides. You could even just swing this out for now. Next up, you want to bring out the head. So you're just going to kind of like grab onto the horns. Don't go too hard because they're painted. You don't want to scratch that. And as you can see, let me bring in some more light over here. You're just going to pop them out, shimmy them out like so, and the head comes out. Now, a lot of people, when they're transforming this, I want to give you a little tip. They pull the head out like this, and they figure it's done. So now every time he pulls the head, his head is tucking back in. Basically, what I like you to do is just kind of pinch your fingers on the front and over here, and kind of keep pulling. Don't pull too hard, but enough to when you hear that click that you just heard right there, which now brings up the plastic and fills in the gap nicely, and you can move this head 100% all around on this ball joint, and it's not going down into the chest. It's perfect. So already, look at that. We're pretty much built the whole top of Shockwave already in like a minute or less, maybe a minute and change, you know what I'm saying? It's an easy, simplistic figure, and let's keep going. So real quick, you want to pop this off, fold in that,
and tuck that back like so. There you go, like that. So I get that out the way. Right here, you want to untab the handle from the top. There you go. Now you can split apart the legs. I'm trying to think the best way to do this. All right, maybe you just want to do this first. You can untab the thigh piece. This is the inner part of the legs, which definitely frees up the rest. I'm sorry I skipped that step. Yeah, we're going to take these out, and now this will give you free reign to bring the leg down like so. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. So there's a hinge here which now lets you fold the leg, and then you can get it down. I'm trying to see what's the best angle so you can see on the camera. I'm sorry, guys. All right, there we go. So now we're going to connect that, and basically we're going to take this foot and just click it all the way out. You see there's the heel, it's a full die cast piece. And then we're going to turn the leg around to the front, which now you can see there's the outer part of Shockwave's leg. Sorry if that was all over the place. We'll make the next one look a lot better. We'll do the next one in a better view. And you're going to take this piece, and basically what you want to do is, I'm glad that's there, there's a tab here. You want it to tab into that slot, so that's how you know where it goes. You slide it in like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I did skip a step. See? Damn it. Sorry. Inside this leg is a swivel, a hinge, and you're going to bring that out, and you're going to bring that in here. And basically what that's going to do, damn, I'm sorry I messed this up. There is a hole, and you're going to peg in right there. So when you swing it out, you're going to peg. Sorry, this is on the viewfinder, hard to do. Peg it in, boom. That fills in the leg. And now we will fill in that tab by dropping this piece in like so. And there we have a full leg. What a mess. Next one will be a lot better. So now I'll show you in better detail. All right, so now we're gonna swing this down and we're gonna connect it. But right now we'll do this real quick. We'll swing this leg around, and now the full connection is on. Of course, like I said, bring out the foot like so. Click it out. Take out the little inside piece, swing it down, lock the peg into the hole, which is, like I said, hard to see when I'm doing it like this. All right, now bring this piece around, and we want to tab this piece into that hole right there. So we're going to turn it and drop it inside the leg like so. It's nice and tight, and there we have Shockwave. He is just about done. Right here, we'll just see, here's the trigger. So now you just pull this little cover over the abdomen, and that's like that. Well, I think I've already, yeah, he's already fully extended. Backpack, like I said, right here. And now I'll bring in the other piece, which now you're just gonna take this piece and swing this out a bit and slide it up underneath like so until you hear it click. So you'll see the plastic slide in, and as you hear it click, sorry guys, there, it didn't even have to click like that. And then you'll know that you got it right when the back of the actual cannon comes through the stand part. So there you go, backpack is on, head is down, and we have our masterpiece MP-29. Here we go. Shockwave. Let me pull the camera back. There you go. Definitely a simple transformation. I'm sorry if I made it look complicated, but it's very easy. It's hard to do through a viewfinder, guys. I'm sorry about that. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments below and I'll get back to you. But let's get into the hand accessories for this figure. I'll show you the light up feature, and then we'll get into the articulation, aesthetics, and the MP comparison. All right, let's do it. All right, let's get into the articulation and then the accessories for LASERWAVE. So as you can see here, you have him, he's on a ball joint. So you have full head articulation, goes in every direction. And of course, you have the yellow light piping, as you can see here. I will bring the camera to the side and show you with my lamp the difference from when the light is coming through and how bright it shines compared to nothing. And there you go. So it's a nice piece of light piping. It definitely works wonders. As you can see from the back, there's a nice big open hole, which you could actually see his eye through, which is pretty cool. And definitely nice. So the head sculpt, you can look down, look up, every which way, perfect. The arms are on clickety ratchets. As far as here, the shoulders can go up this high. And then you also have full ratchet rotation. You can go full 360 degrees, but you don't want to mess with the tube too much. As you can see, it's attached to the lower arm. Same on this side. Clickety, nice strong ratchets, can hold up any pose. Nice and strong. And you can also, like I said, kind of angle these shoulders up or pull them down to get it a little lower, but I like to keep them up like that. Let's see what else here. You can pop out the midsection like so, and then you have a forward ab crunch. Not really much to do with that, not my cup of tea, but if you want just a little more height on the figure, you can do that and still pull down the door, and you'll have a little unsightly seam right there, and he'll be a little rickety, but you'll get like a millimeter, I guess, of height extended. But I don't care for it, so I pop it back in, and I think he looks fine just like so. The arms up here, of course, you can rotate like this and have the cord going to the top, and of course just flip the hand around, and there you go. So you have your comic book toy version, or you can just rotate this around and you're back to your cartoon accurate version, which is a definite nice plus. So of course you have this much range as far as the elbow goes, but like I said, you have the full 360 as far as turning that. The hands are on a ball joint, so you have a little extended movement, not much. Let me see, and they're on a finger hinge, of course, just like every other Takara release. The hole for the gun, and these peg off, which I'll show you when I'm putting on the other hands. Same on this side, full rotation, and of course you can turn it around. So if you want to go sans Decepticon symbols, you can do that, just like so. Bring it up about this high, which if it folded a little more, but I guess the transformation limitation, that's a tongue twister. The salute can get you about that high, and it looks a little funky, but it works, but it's definitely not my preferred pose. Legs, of course, we have the hip skirts on the side open up, so you can bring the legs out like so. Let me just pull the arms up like this. You can bring them about to here, and they hold. It's definitely not gonna have the figure stand and hold. It'll fall over because there's some die cast in the hinge of the backpack, which keeps the weight even with the die cast on the feet. The knees can bend back about yay. There's a little plastic piece here that once you have him standing straight, I like to just kind of push it back in, which keeps him standing more solid. It gives him more support. So like I said, yeah, knees bend about that much, and this piece will hinge out as you do that, and you can just click it back like so. Front knees, they bend about this much. You have clickety ratchets up here in the upper area, the upper thigh, and rotation is so like this, goes about like that. The feet, you can rock it about that much, click it like that, and then angle, you have about this much angle, so you can get some deep poses. You're gonna have to bend them out and get a little funky with it. Of course, I'm doing this on the fly, so it doesn't look so cool. But yeah, the foot rockers there, so another plus, because all Transformers need that foot rocker with these robotic feet. I appreciate them having that. Enough articulation for Shockwave, especially a guy that most of the time when you've seen him, he was just talking through a screen. Definitely not a lot of action scenes, but a cool character, like I said, nonetheless, and much appreciated in the masterpiece form. So now real quick, I'm just going to show you the features that the accessories and how they work with this character. Of course, you see here the pegs are very simple this time. If you want to change your hand, you'll just pull it off like so. And it's just a little peg shaped in, and you can put on the gun like that. And you'll know how these peg in because this little tab on here will always be on the inside of the arm. So once you peg this back in like that, the button for the light up feature is right here on the side, which is nice because it's not a little switch like on the QUAKEWAVE, which I'll show. And you just press it, and you can see the effect that it does. Even with the anime plastic version, it still lights up. It's hard to see. I'll hit it again. But you get a few pulses for every time you press the button. And it works even with this plastic. But of course, with the clear plastic, the toy accurate version, it looks a lot better. So as you see, I had LASERWAVE, damn, so many waves, SHOCKWAVE, LASERWAVE. SHOCKWAVE had his other fist on, which was, of course, the anime accurate version, maybe for, like I said, one little scene in an episode. Then you can pop this off, and we'll take off the other hand as well and give you the toy versions. So you just slide those on like so, and then hit the button for a nice pulsating effect, which looks a lot better on camera because you can see through the plastic. Really, really cool. See, yeah, Shockwave's a badass, man, and this is just a really cool figure. And lastly, real quick, I will give you the salute hands, which come in the ugly clear for the toy lover. His legs are spreading. Like I said, you can't get the arm angled too much the way you want it. So there you have the clear version. And of course, just say I didn't do it, the anime version, as you command, Megatron. And of course, we'd have to put back his anime gun and get this clear crap out the way. So there you have it. There's the accessories for SHOCKWAVE, aka LASERWAVE, and the articulation. Now let's get into the QUAKEWAVE comparison, and then we'll get into the aesthetics and MP farewell with his other comrades. Oh, before I did that, again, of course, I've got ahead of myself. I forgot the little SHOCKWAVE gun, which, like all MP Takara guns, have the little tab on the side. So basically, we are gonna take out this, put the regular hand back in, pop open the finger joint, and of course, slide this like so. Get it all the way to the back, which sometimes proves to be a little of a pain, the way they want you to angle them in. And there you go. Let me just close the hinge. And there you go, SHOCKWAVE holding himself. Make my day, punk. Pretty crazy. But I didn't want to say that I left it out, so I'm glad I seen that right before I cut the camera. Now let's get into that QUAKEWAVE comparison. Peace. Alright, so here we are with Fantoys QUAKEWAVE and MP-29 LASERWAVE, aka MP SHOCKWAVE. Everybody's, got their own opinion on which one is theirs. I definitely thought this was going to be mine right here, which was QUAKEWAVE, and he was for a while until Takara came out and released this bad boy right here. And I just wanted to give you guys a comparison, so I'm showing you them both up close, and of course you can see the first thing you notice is the height. LASERWAVE is shorter, but he's going by the Sunbow chart that Takara follows for the MP scale. And I went back and watched the cartoon just to make sure, and I don't know what it is. I guess we spoiled by having this figure first and maybe forgot about SHOCKWAVE's size, but he's not really that big like that. This is more, I guess they say the comic book, or I don't even know, the toy. I don't know. Just it's fresh. I mean, it's not a bad figure at all. It's just beefier and not cartoon accurate. Whereas this one, you go back and look at the cartoon, and they nailed the aesthetic, the look, spot on to the cartoon. And that's what I really want. That's what I'm after. That's why I came back to collect Transformers. So this figure just fits what I'm looking for, and I love it. So let's give a quick look at QUAKEWAVE. As you can see, the front is beefier. He has a darker tinted chest piece. My QUAKEWAVE is custom, so the inner part of his head was painted black, and of course he lights up which I just clicked the switch in the back. So that's a plus that the Takara one doesn't do. It doesn't light up at all as far as the eye is concerned. The hands, as you can see, this is their kit that they released later, which were cartoon accurate hands because they came with the clear toy style hands and gun, which is right here. As you can see, why this arm is detached is because when you got QUAKEWAVE, he came with this arm, which was the light, of course, which you can see here, and the cord was on the top of the forearm, which worked better for when the gun was in transformation mode. You know, it's just, and it was, I think, comic book accurate again. I'm sorry if I'm, you know, dragging ass. But if you want it to be cartoon accurate, the cord would need to be on the bottom like so. But you had to wait until they released an extra piece that you had to order. And by putting this piece on and giving yourself the cartoon accurate cord, you sacrificed having the light in the same situation. And that's just the way it is. So it's a toss-up on how you want to treat it. And just another reason why this was just a great stand-in until Takara got off their ass and released this beautiful piece. I keep saying that. So I'm going to turn them to the side so you can see how they look. As you can see, the backpacks and the cords, they're totally different. The cord on LASERWAVE is connected to his body, whereas on QUAKEWAVE it's connected to the backpack. Of course, you can see the backpack there is also the cannon tip, and this is the cannon tip connected with the gun stand, and I knew that was going to happen, so it's hard to do this. I'm freehanding it. And then let me give you the side profile. Yeah, stay like that. That's good. Come on, guys. Side profile. And there you go. So, I mean, neither one is a bad figure. And I can understand why someone would say they don't want to get LASERWAVE. Like I said, he looks a little shrimpy compared to QUAKEWAVE or the other third-party release, Quake Blast. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to balance this guy real quick. Damn it. Stand. All right, there we go. So, like I said, I can understand why people would want this because he makes SHOCKWAVE look that much more badass, whereas this one is just, you know, the Cybertron commander, the guy Megatron left in charge. He's a, you know, a strategist. He's not a fighter like that. Even though he's packing a gun on his arm, you never see him do much battle in the show. He's just there for communications more than anything else. But definitely still a badass character. So like I said, my choice is LASERWAVE. Damn, like I said, so many waves over QUAKEWAVE. But if you chose the opposite, I'm not mad at you. Both great releases. Hats off to Fan Toys for holding us down for so long until Takara got off their ass, like I said, and gave us the SHOCKWAVE we so deserved. So I'm just going to jump into the aesthetic real quick, just one more quick overview of LASERWAVE, and then we're going into the MP comparison, and this video is finally over. Thanks for sticking with me. All right. So here we are again, and I just wanted to give you a nice last overview of the bot mode of LASERWAVE because I just think it deserves that much. Just a beautiful, beautiful piece. So I'm just going to let you soak this in as I drag the camera around the figure. I put him in a decent little pose, nothing too crazy. And I forgot to mention that when you pull up the waist section, you can rotate the waist. That's where you get the rotation. So I'm not doing it in this pose or anything, but I forgot to mention that, so I do want you to know that he does have waist rotation. So as you could just see here, everything is done in great detail. The plastic is beautiful. Like I said, from Ironhide, Hot Rod, and now LASERWAVE. Just fantastic, fantastic work from Takara as far as cartoon accuracy is concerned, and just making these toys feel really robust like a cartoon masterpiece should. So there you go. I mean, can't say nothing more than that. This is SHOCKWAVE. So right now I'm going to give you the last cut and bring in the bad boys and show you how they all look together, and then we're out of here. So it's the judgment of SHOCKWAVE time.
Does he make the cut? Does MP-29 hold the torch as the best Shockwave on the market? In my eyes, yes. Yes, he does. In many others, they might tell you no. They might prefer their third-party incarnations. Like I said, which is fine by me. I'm not mad at those this time. But in my eyes, I'm looking for that cartoon aesthetic, that look, that you know, that feeling that you get when you just see this image right here of these characters standing together. And it's something that QUAKEWAVE held, but when you put the QUAKEWAVE here or SHOCKWAVE here, the difference is it's major. So like I said, this is my guy. And like I said, size-wise, go back and watch the cartoon. Of course, we know scale is a big issue in the Transformers world as far as you know, gauging accurate scale for characters. But you know, we do the best we can with what Takara is following, because they set the standard with the MP-10, and you know, third parties are also following that as well. And like I said, I was even skeptical seeing the size of this guy when they first showed him, but like I said, lo and behold, I went back and watched, and I feel comfortable with what they've done, and I trust them that they got it right. So I'm just gonna move him. I have him standing in a straight pose, and you can see how he looks next to Starscream, which he is like a little bit of head above him, like medium head height. Of course, Megs, Apollyon, big difference. That's why you can also always have him looking up at his commander. And then Soundwave, if you see over here, also, let me see, there we go. So a Soundwave, his head is above like Soundwave's chest, maybe meeting the top horn meeting Soundwave's chin, maybe a little above that. And if you go back and watch Transformers the movie, the quick scene in the beginning when Shockwave tells Megatron that Laserbeak's returned, you can see that Soundwave appears to be taller than Shockwave. So, like I said, again, they got it right as far as they're concerned. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with this release, and I cannot end this comparison, of course, without showing the God, because that's how I do. There's MP-10 in the mix. I know he's not a Decepticon, but I just had to show him because he's Prime, he's the God, and he's what everything is based off of, so you can see how Shockwave holds up next to him. And this is just amazing. I'm looking at these guys, and this Scream in the cartoon, it's grown man's kitty love. What can I say? Soak this bitch in one last time before I shut it down. Look at that badass pose, all them tapes ready to go to war. I should have brought my Ocular Max Jaguar out and put it in the mix. It would have looked really cool. There you go, Apollyon, Starscream, of course telling Megatron, what about me? I want to be the leader of the Decepticons. And the man of the hour, Cybertron Commander, LASERWAVE, aka SHOCKWAVE, MP-29 by Takara Tomy. Soak that bitch in. And Mag's out of here. Thank you for all your, comments. Please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Sorry I'm tagging it on late in the end. I appreciate everything. As you can see, you write me, I write you back. Let me know what you think of this figure, your opinions on the QUAKEWAVE comparisons, and what you really think of it, man. I'm dying to hear from you guys. Once again, Magnus is out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. Transformers reviews are coming. Next one up should be Ramjet. All right, peace.